Hi, and we're live. Can I
Hello.
wish everyone out in the US happy Thanksgiving Day? I hope you're having a great holiday with your family and friends. And tonight we are talking to Sharon and
Hello.
Steve, sort of, from the Paradox Club. So
Hello.
say a quick hi to Lois. And how are you
Oh,
doing, Lois?
I'm good. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, to my American friends and everybody over in the pond.
Yeah, we say the same, don't we, Steve? Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Yeah, we've got a few American lockdowns and something like that day today. Thanksgiving. It's a big thing in America, isn't it?
yeah, that's it. It's just a great celebration, isn't it? I think if we go over to the US, I'd love to sort of go over this time of year and a Thanksgiving.
Definitely, I think it would be really, really dead nice to get at this time of year.
Yeah, so a quick shout out then to Jill Nana Fennick, Sam, Louisa Brown, Von Hunter, and Maggie White, who's in the panto with me. Oh, yes, she
Oh, is
is.
it Maggie White that's in the panto
Yay,
with you?
Maggie!
Oh,
Thanks
hey,
for
Maggie.
joining us. So we've got a slight technical issue. That's why Steve's on the phone, and Sharon's going to have a bit of our make by the end of it. But we'll just
Hey,
see how we can go with the technical issue.
I'm fine.
Right. So I just wonder then, Sharon,
Ooh.
where did it all start for you? When was your first maybe paranormal encounter or first mysterious encounter?
Mine was when I was 6. I was in the family home, obviously, and they turned my bed round so I faced the chimney breast. And a man came out of the chimney breast, walked over to my bed, looked at me, and I'm screaming, but nothing's coming out. And then when he moved away, that's when I screamed, "There's a man, there's a man." And my dad came in with a hockey stick, ready to beat someone up, and they couldn't
Oh
find
my
anyone.
gosh.
But they just said, "Oh, it's because you turn your bed round," and they played it down. And it wasn't
Yeah.
until I left home that they said, that man you saw, that was their bedroom. And the first night that they slept in there, same thing happened with my mum. The man came out the chimney breast, looked at her, and ran off. And my dad didn't believe her until I said it a few years later.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That, that's brilliant. But yeah, scary as anything.
Yeah, yeah. But then my mum has also said that I had an imaginary friend, but just at playgroup when I was 2, 3, and it was a church play. You know, where you went as playgroups in a church hall. So I don't know whether that was my first experience, but obviously I was too young to remember, and I didn't. You know, 6 was the age when I remembered, if you like. So
Oh
I
wow.
so I don't know, because I used to play with this little girl, and my mum never used to take me. The next door neighbour was training to be a nursery nurse, so she used to take me. And mum said, "Who did you play with today?" And I think it was Louisa or something like that. And she said there isn't a Louisa there, but mum said I could describe her, and I played with her and things like that. So that probably is my very first, but the one I remember
Wow.
is being 6. So yeah.
That's amazing. This imaginary friend, did anybody recognise who this may have been?
No, no,
Not a
not at
family
all. No,
member or.
because it was only, I never had one at home. It was only at playgroup that I played with this Louisa.
Oh,
So
okay.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
That's absolutely amazing.
And I think,
So,
see, when children are obviously talking to people, you do wonder what are they seeing, because it can always be played down to, oh, it's a child thing, but really, the child's got the better sixth sense.
Yeah. And actually, when you've listened to other people, they've been around the age of 5 and 6. How, you know, that their experience, if they've had one as a child, they've been about that age, 5 or 6 years old. I've kind of noticed. Whether that's because you just remember that age, I don't know.
yeah, it's very strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
I certainly didn't have an imaginary friend, but I know my nephew did. And to this day, he will say about this lady or he used to speak to.
Wow.
So, it's interesting, isn't it? And they say that children sort of get things more because they're more open.
Yeah, they are. I agree. Yeah.
That's brilliant. So what about Steve then?
Right, so well, mine started off with a bit of mischief, really. Where I lived when I was a kid, like, they were redeveloping the area, and they were all sort of like mill workers' houses, like properties up two downs. I don't know if you've heard of that expression. And they were all small terraced houses. They were being demolished, and I think our street was probably one of the last streets to go up. In the houses where people had moved out of, being probably about 6 or 7, like Sharon, we sort of like played in these empty houses. So me and a few of my friends like run into one of the empty houses just to have a look round, routing, things like that. And we were all making a noise, and I run upstairs, and I run into one of the bedrooms, and there was a man stood there, full-bodied apparition of a man in 3D, so he wasn't sort of like mystic or translucent, anything like that, just a man in like an overcoat, a cloth cap, and he said, "Can you tell the boys to keep the noise down, please?" So I said, "Sorry." I run back downstairs. I said to my mates, I said, "There's a man upstairs, let's get out." But we all get out, runs onto the street where all the other houses were empty. We didn't see anyone come out, so we braved to go back in. And the back to the houses were all bricked up, so there was no way out. And we all went in and went up the stairs. There was nobody there, not one person, nowhere to hide. Like I say, the back doors were bricked up, the back windows were bricked up. The only entrance in was a front door. And we stood outside waiting for this guy to come out, and he never did. And that's the sort of like thing that first stuck in my mind, really. Was that a ghost? I don't know. It was like just looking at me and you, or somebody in the street. It wasn't an experience where I thought a ghost would look like translucent, or it'd have a white sheet on. I just thought it was just sort of like a normal man saying, "Keep the noise down, please." So we thought we was in the house on their own. But that was the start of it. I've got that many stories of houses we moved into, which have been haunted, and we've had lots of different things, experiences through childhood and into like adulthood, really. But yeah, that's the very first experience he ever had. Was probably about 6 or 7, and up to no good. That's what he really do. Yeah, that was my first time. Yeah.
But we did play on the streets then, didn't we? Things were different then.
Yeah.
Like you go in houses and you'd be respectful.
Coronation Street houses.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they like terraced houses. Two rooms downstairs, 2 rooms upstairs. They call them 2 up, 2 downs. And you have a staircase in the middle. That's all the house consisted of. When they were pulling them all down to Reed and that's what we did. We played in the old houses, getting up to mischief. But yeah, that was my first experience. Yeah.
Oh wow. It's great that you've both seen an apparition then.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's absolutely awesome.
And like Steve had other experiences as well. It kind of kept you intrigued about it, thinking, the fascination of it, really. Growing up, had it grown up as your child and into your adult, I think my last apparition I saw was about 8. Well, I was 19. 19.
Wow. So I just can't believe you've seen the Holy Grail.
Feedback then, sorry.
No. Did you get feedback?
No, we're fine. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a bit awkward, isn't it?
In lots of houses, what sort of like being not the normal, really. You know what I mean? Not the normal, what you class as a normal house. We've always had experiences, and I've had experiences in houses when I left home as well. To you know what I mean? So I've always had this sort of experiences, and also I can feel when I go in a place, I know by the vibe of the place or the echoes on the back of your neck stand up if in some places you know that something's not right. But yeah, I get that feeling when I go in somebody's house. If it's a good house, it's okay, but sometimes you can feel it if it's got a bit of a vibe to it. So yeah, it's interesting.
It is. It's brilliant. But I just can't believe you got it at such an early age. It's just fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
I would have been scared of that.
I think I was at the time, but and I knew in my heart of hearts, because in that bedroom I used to get a feeling of being watched. Sometimes didn't, and then sometimes did, and I always knew, but I daredn't say. I was too scared to say because my parents kept saying, "Oh, you know, you were just being silly, da 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 da,"
Oh.
and so. As I say, when I'd left home and they said, yeah, that's right, that did happen. Because what I didn't like about it is we used to breathe on my face as I got older. To the age of when I was at 12, I could feel like breathing on my face, and I was that scared. I went to bed because I was.
Oh gosh.
I didn't want to get. So I said, I don't want to sleep in this room anymore. I've had enough, kind of thing.
Yeah, get
And
you.
they said, it's just you. That was the dog. And then it wasn't the dog. So they kind of played it down, but it was quite. So I don't know. It intrigued me, but I could never really talk about it, if you like, because I had to keep it in, really. So
people didn't talk in those days, though.
no.
You couldn't really say things like that.
I think if you did, then you would be considered crazy, even if you were saying to them you were hearing voices or the spirit told you, then that would be classified, that would be straight under mental health. Whilst now in the 21st century, people are actually sitting up, and the more popular as the years go on with paranormal, it's like people are becoming more accustomed to the fact, yeah, you know what, spirit is there.
Yeah. I mean, you and I have talked about this, haven't we, Steve? And we've said love or hate most haunted. They actually brought it to the forefront, you know, of paranormal and things like that, didn't they? So
they did.
For how much you think they've got in place here, it starts out with actually, you know, trying to investigate haunted places. So yeah, they did sort of like set the art, and then most of the programs what have followed have all started after most haunted really. So yeah, I think they were in the beginning they were trying to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, it certainly got me involved in it.
Yeah, because
You know,
it was suddenly okay to share your experiences, I think.
well, I hadn't had any experiences. I was scared. I would have been scared of ghosts. I would have been. But because it showed you were most haunted, how they actually went and found a ghost, that new year I actually booked to go to do ghost hunts in 2003.
Wow.
So yeah.
Well, when they did the specials, when they did it live for like most of the night, 3 or 4 hours, they were absolutely exciting. You didn't know what you were going to get.
Yeah.
So it sort of like opened the door for that. It's like the tension was building up. You know, are you going to see something? So that was an all new thing. What they did was to start the lives and do a
Definitely.
say Halloween, and it was great. It was great viewing because you never knew what was going to happen.
I did enjoy it. I did. And yeah. But yeah, so you sort of had those early experiences. So how did you progress from there then, Sharon?
Well, I didn't do anything for a while because still sort of like most haunted, like Steve said there, I used to just watch.
Yeah.
Because I think because I'd had that experience, I just wanted to see it again, and also I'd had that clarification on my parents that was going to be the case kind of thing, and I didn't do anything until I went on a ghost hunt with Neil Packer. That was my first ghost hunt, if you like, and I was really nervous. I was shaking. I was thinking, "Oh my God, what's going to happen?" And then you realise that actually nothing can happen.
Yeah.
You can sit in a building, and nothing can happen. But again, like Steve and I have discussed, is that we both like history and we love old buildings and we love the architecture. And so you get to be in places that sometimes the general public haven't been in.
Yeah.
Or you get to be in a different time of the day that the general public don't get to go in as well. So you can appreciate, I don't know, it doesn't matter if you don't get anything because you've got that appreciation of arts and crafts. You know, you might be in a building that's got arts and crafts or a castle or
That's
something like
right.
that.
That's
That's
the
what you
same as what I
say,
got, because I just used to go along to these places, lights off, they're dark, but they're generally historic buildings. And in the
Yeah,
daytime, you've got people running around, getting in your way, and you just have time to take on this sort of ambience of the building.
yeah,
And yeah, I kind of like that. And I wasn't getting anything. I was just getting the odd flashing light and yeah, okay, whatever. I didn't really believe in ghosts, to be honest, then, but
oh, you got feedback.
Sharon. But I'm totally the same, Sharon. I would rather, even if I didn't get anything at all, I'm just honoured to be in that building. Whether it's a building or it's an abandoned place, whatever one
Yeah,
it is, I'm totally honoured to be there. I would love just to sit for those and not even getting to see the peace and silence and
yeah,
being in that area. That's enough for me to make me happy.
yeah. Because you like to touch this place, don't you, Steve? You like to actually.
Yeah, the first thing I do when I play, because I'm into the stone tape there, and I like to feel the building. Like,
I do that.
yeah, and when I do a Saturday walk around the church, the churchyard, I do it for just to have a look around the churches and things like that. And the first thing I do, I like to touch and feel and see if you can feel any vibration, any emotions sometimes you can feel. And I really do like to do that. And no matter what building I go in, I always do that. As I'm going in.
And we went to when we went to Edinburgh, didn't we? Went to Roslin Chapel, didn't we?
Oh, lovely.
Oh my God, that's amazing. And we went down into the small, I mean, the church chapel itself is beautiful, but we went down into the crypt, didn't we, Steve? And that's where you felt like the Knights Templar kind of would have been if they were
Oh, yeah.
in there.
The big goblin that went down there, as soon as I went down into the crypt, it was like a stone altar at the bottom. And straight away I could feel like a knight, like praying at this side, in front of the altar. You could feel it. And you could feel, Sharon felt the fireplace, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the fireplace. I said to Steve, there's a man standing at the fireplace, and he said, I think they're stood like this. And he stood, he took the pose exactly where I saw, like, you know how people lean against a fire, they put their hand up against the outside of it and sort of like lean into it to kind of get warm. Steve took that absolute pose in exactly the same position where I felt that guy was stood. It was really weird. I was like, oh, that's exactly what I just felt. It was really
You
good.
could feel the energy.
Yeah.
You knew it was a nice temple. You knew it had something to do with sort of like the Holy Grail or the Ark of the Covenant, things like that. And you just could feel the history of the place as soon as you walked in. It was like you could feel like a spine. I think as you walked into the place. It was that, and it was that sort of like emotion when you walked in. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
If I really like, if nobody's ever been, just go. It's a pity really. We couldn't film lots of pictures.
No.
Oh no.
Absolutely fantastic. And we went into the back room as well, so
Yeah.
we could feel something in there. And when we was talking to one of the curators on the way out, she said, "Did you go in the back room?" So we said, "Yeah." She went, "What did you feel? Did you feel anything?" And we said, "Yeah, we could feel like it felt different, didn't it, Sharon?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she just said she doesn't like going in there, does she?
Yeah, she wouldn't go in. She didn't like it.
She didn't like it.
Gosh.
Well, that's the first place we anyway. Anywhere off limits we got like we wanted to go in, so we give it a try. So. And in the corner as well near the altar, he said, didn't you?
Yeah, to the left there's a portal, didn't you?
Yeah, there's a portal on the left hand side which people pick up on, and we sort of like sat in it for a bit, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. As you would.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We were like, move out the way, everybody. Paranormal events is coming through. No,
Yeah.
didn't.
We want that seat now.
Yeah. But just, if you do get a chance, anybody, you to yourselves, girls, it's just, you just stand and you just can't, I don't know, it's just, I don't know, you just stand there in awe. That's all I can say. Even like the roof, you could just stand and stare at that for about an hour, couldn't you? Just,
There's
just
so much going on.
beautiful.
There's so much in the buses and the sculptures and around the church. There's so much going on in it. You stop and look at one, and it's like an art gallery, really. You're looking into it.
Yeah.
You're looking into history.
Yeah.
And this stonemason and their apprentices.
And
the story behind well into with the stonemason and apprentice.
yeah.
Fantastic place.
And didn't
Well worth it.
and didn't on the buses, Steve, you said it can play music.
Yeah, there was a TV program where this guy he sort of like recreated the bosses out there. And he put them on sort of like on a stand, and then he put salt in them and put salt on the top of it or sand, and he played like he struck a ball across these metal sort of like plates, and they formed the shapes of the bosses in the ceiling at Roslin Castle, Roslin Church.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
He said there were notes, and he actually played them, written the music down, and he played them on the keyboard, and he got sort of like a hymn line. So it's a really, really unusual thing to do. But yeah, he made the metal plates the same as the bosses, put salt on them, and then on the boat, and they formed these patterns which are on the roof. It's really strange.
Yeah.
Wow, that's brilliant.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I certainly want to go sometime. I was supposed to go on a trip, but it got cancelled because of COVID. But yay! It's always the case, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, you thought it was a bit further up, didn't you, Stephen? When we were travelling up to Edinburgh, Steve was like, "Oh my God, there's Roslin Chapel." So we just dropped on it on the way back, didn't we? Back home.
I can't believe it. I was driving and went, "Oh, Roslin Chapel, man, so it's 6 miles."
Yeah, from
Yeah, I said, we'll have to do that on the way back then. Glad we did.
Yeah, I am as well.
Yeah, Gary Fields has been there as well. So so you two actually pick up quite a lot then. You're both quite sensitive. Do you call yourself mediums or
No, I don't call
how do you
myself
describe
medium.
yourself?
No, I don't call we don't. You don't either, do you, Steve? You wouldn't say you.
No. I've got sort of like you pick up on feelings and emotions very easy with people, and when you're doing a live on the Paradox Club, you're picking people's emotions up all the time. Like I said, I used to say at the beginning of it, I don't claim to be a medium, a psychic, a shaman, anything like that. I'm just a normal lad with an interest in paranormal, and that's what I am. I think that's what Sharon is too.
Yeah. Only female.
Yeah, because people do sometimes come on the Paradox Club and think we are mediums and ask us questions, and you know we're not there. We'll try and put them into people who are who can help them. So we try to help people if they need help. And you usually can pick up on the ones who need help. From the Paradox Club by just the comments. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
That's
But
lovely.
really, aren't we more? We're emotional, aren't we? We're friends now. Everyone's a friend.
Yeah.
Everyone, whoever's not well in the Paradox Club, we always say they feel better when they've been on. Everyone wishes them, sends them out. So yeah, we're like a little family, really, aren't we?
Yeah, because although we are serious, although sometimes
It gets out laughing.
So we do have a laugh, and we do say we are serious, but I think that's the thing, is we don't take ourselves seriously either, kind of thing, and we can laugh at things as well. So
Yeah, that's it. That's the thing about paranormal, though. By laughing, you're creating more energy, aren't you?
yes, yeah,
So it does help.
definitely.
The amount of time we've had people that have been feeling down and depressed, anxiety, they come on, they said, you get a message after you finish, and they'll say, it's really like bright me down tonight, cheer me up. I mean, you get them in personal messages after. So, you know what I mean? People been picked up by just watching us, like, I mean, so I've just seen Mohammed.
Yeah. Did you see? Hey, Mohammed, this Turkish delight.
He's got a fascination with Turkish delight, that's all he eats. But we get some great people. We've made some great friends there.
Yeah.
And we've also been, we all sort of like give him when somebody's not well, don't we?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and try and help. Yeah. And everyone's like that, and they've messaged each other and made friends as well, and it's lovely. It's really, we say family sometimes more than club, and that's kind of really what it does feel like, kind of thing. So yeah,
because I have just joined, and I did notice that.
Yeah,
Obviously in the chat now, everyone's saying hello to each other.
Yeah,
and it's great. Really.
And they'll say, "Are you okay?" Because if they're not feeling very well, people will know, and they'll say, "How are you feeling? Are you feeling okay?" So it's lovely, really nice.
I didn't even realise I was on it until tonight, actually, because I was like, all right, I'll have a look, and then I was like, oh, I am on that page. No, it is. I've so many groups, and the fact that Facebook only shows what it wants, sometimes I forget that I'm in these groups. So when something pops up and I'm thinking, why am I seeing this? And then I go, oh, I'm in it. So it's not that I don't see your posts. It's just because of Facebook's reorganised the settings all the time. So it changes everything. It actually took me 5 weeks to know that my best pal had lost her cat. Because everything had been literally blocking it, so I didn't know.
Yeah. Well, we've often said that, haven't we, Steve? You've got that it says you've got so many members, but you think it can't be going out to all of those people because
no, it's not.
Yeah,
there certainly are issues with the way Facebook goes on.
Yes,
because I used to get so many on another page I did, and then all of a sudden it halved, and no reason for it.
Yeah.
I think it's just how Facebook sort of share things out, really.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Well, I went on, they made a mistake on Facebook. I was on Sharon's live, and I think it said about 30 people was watching, and I went on my phone at the same time, so I was on the both, and on my phone, it said there was 70 odd watching. So you don't know if, but then we realised, didn't we, that that's the figure. But the others who don't contribute, you don't comment.
Yeah.
We'll just watch. And me and Sharon will go on other pages and not comment. We'll just watch. So you're still a figure, but you're not a figure because you're not commenting. So So like I say, for the 30 on what was on maybe 78. It's the figures. I think that's the total figures of who's on.
Yeah.
The 30 people who are commenting there, that's the figure what they're only showing. So, but we've had issues with them, basically.
Yes.
Well, I've actually been quite good because usually round about whenever Facebook feels like it, I'm usually on a ban. So I've been really good. So I'm hoping that I'm on the good Christmas list. I mean, continue my sharing.
Yeah, it's always dodgy, isn't it, with Facebook?
It is, yeah, definitely. I mean, Jules just put on there about that we're also, you know, if you feel it, we've always said if anybody feels down or they've got, you know, want to talk about anything, they can private message both of us, both of us as well.
Oh,
So
that's lovely.
we do, yeah, and it's lovely, yeah, really nice.
That's great. Yeah, I did really enjoy what I saw, but I've just been a bit busy recently.
Well, you're in Canada, aren't you?
Yeah, I will be. It'll be a second performance this time next week. So yeah, I start next Wednesday.
Oh no, you don't.
No, that's one of my lines.
You've actually reminded me about next week. The show
Yes.
on myself.
We'll
So,
sort that one out.
what's Maggie White's part then? What's Maggie's part?
You'll have to ask Maggie.
Ah,
Yeah.
we've got to prove to Steve now what part she's in.
Yeah, it's gonna. Oh, okay. Someone's asked if I've got a candle behind me because it looks like a face. Okay. Yes, I have. Which one is it? Oh, God. Ah, what's the skull? It's a little glass skull.
Oh.
That's better than looking at me, isn't it, really? Just shove that there all night. Yeah. So, can put it back on up. But yeah.
But the evidence Steve gets in his kitchen is amazing.
Yeah, the clicks, taps and bangs, isn't it?
SLS figures as well. Well, it's built on a school, isn't it, Steve?
Ah, okay.
The grass outside the playground, so where I am in the classroom, and we first started getting clinking and like brushing. You remember when we first started doing it?
Yeah.
And we assumed it was like a caretaker going about his duties. And we started I think we got the name of Frank, didn't we? So like now we call it caretaker Frank. I don't know if it is Frank, but he seems to come through when you say his name and stuff like that. Yeah, it started off as I used to do experiments on the Monday, and I think we kept getting clicks and noises while I was doing the experiment. And someone said, why don't you just put a camera in the room and you go? So I thought, well, that's really easy. That's like 14 times while the camera's rolling in it. And the things we were getting was unreal, wasn't it, Sharon?
Yeah.
I mean, whistles, you would get whistles, you get voices, you get glasses clinking, you get out, and then we've set the SLS camera up and we was getting figures as well in the doorway.
Yeah.
And only last week we got one, and it was on the work unit on the side, just as I was going to go out of the room, and it sort of went onto my back, didn't it, Sharon?
It jumped on you, didn't it?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And it only looked little, but it looked like it was swinging its leg on the side like a child.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Like the evidence we're getting, I've never ever feel any negative energy in it. It's
That's brilliant.
Like I always say, I ask Sharon, I say, is there any feelings when you come in here? There's no bad feelings, but it's just nice. Maybe because it was a school, So. Yeah.
Although I'd only stepped in, was it 5 minutes, wasn't it, the first visit, and the picture fell off the wall.
Yeah,
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
cool.
And then the next time a drawer was open in the kitchen, I walked in and went,
Yeah.
oh! Well, we'd been hearing noises, hadn't we? And we heard this drag. Yeah. We heard like a dragging noise. So I went in and the drawer was open. I said, Steve, did you open the drawer? He said,
Oh wow. Oh, that's brilliant.
no. And then the washing machine door was what he never leaves the washing machine door open. And that was wide open as well another time. Oh dear. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
All sorts of
Yeah.
so I would have left it open, like I said, look, you know, because it's a draw like I didn't want anyone to look at. But yeah, it's wide open.
But you will hear that noise, right? You know, when you're not in the room, we hear that noise, and then sometimes the camera shakes as well. And so I was like, the camera does this, right? Can we try and debunk it? So when we're together, we try and debunk a lot of things in there, can't we? And we drop things on the floor to see what's making that noise that we can hear.
Wow.
But yeah, it's we can't explain a lot of it at all. Any of
You
it.
certainly got to debunk.
About 3 or 4 times, I've got like a figure just on the side there, and nobody needs to do it. It starts to the figure on its own, and I call her Mulligan. She's got the most. She's a figure with the most miserable face I've ever seen. But when we do a live, people are saying, "What Myrtle looks happier now, don't they?"
Yeah.
Face
it does change. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
bigger, but
Yeah.
it's sort of like it rattles on the side. I was thinking that can't be me because I can jump down in it and there'd be no rattling, no vibration.
Yeah.
And I think she wants to come on the live on Friday. So I say, come on then, Bishop, what are you going on Friday? Like people say when over the course of the night that the bass sort of like cheers up a bit, like even though it's still miserable, like yeah, that's Molly Mercy.
That's really much, yeah. But it's great because there's times where you hear classroom noises in the kitchen, so you've got residual as well. So it's quite good. We've picked up on that.
Remember when we got the bell?
Oh God, yeah, the school bell.
On a Friday,
Yeah.
You sat halfway through the line.
Yeah.
Straight away we heard a bell, didn't we?
Yeah.
We both looked at each other and looked to the corner, didn't we?
Yeah.
Wow.
And hasn't it?
Darren bought me a bell, so I've got a big school bell there now, so I use that sometimes as a live to see they'll come and try and ring it if they can. Pick it up.
And only recently you've had another neighbour stop you.
Yeah.
You were just chatting, weren't you? And she just randomly said, didn't she? Do you get strange things? Or she told you it was a school, didn't she? And then asked you if you got.
I knew it was a school because I've seen old pictures like next door neighbours. We were talking about Sharon and like talking about paranormal. She went, "Oh, no, he was into all that, like paranormal." I said, "Yeah." I didn't tell her the lines. She went, "Do you hear strange stuff in your house?" So I said, "I do actually." Yeah. She went, "Do you get kids playing and whistles and bells, things like that, and noises?" I went, "Yeah, I do actually." Yeah. So
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, there must be residual energy, definitely.
So yeah, so that's quite good. How that that sort of clarifies it, again, kind of thing. But like Steve does the item on a Friday to see if it holds energy, and again, you've had fantastic results on that, haven't you, Steve? I mean, I think the best one has got to been your Remembrance Day one you did.
Yeah. We've done a Remembrance Day one, and we've done I have a cigar box, a Churchill cigar box from the war, and also Sharon bought me, shell carcass of an artillery shell.
Oh my gosh.
1941, we put that on the table. Now, I've done a couple of silent EVPs. I put some in the tin, done a couple of EVPs in the tin, and I also put it in the shell as well. And I can't explain what we got. We got like battle noises.
Yeah, it sounded like a distant war going off, didn't it? You could hear.
Yeah, you could hear like bombs being dropped. You could hear rapid machine.
Yeah.
But it was like watching it was like echoing as if it was like, you know, in the distance. It was really strange.
It was.
Well, yeah.
And the EVP was in the tin,
yeah,
and in the shell. So
That's brilliant.
silent EVP.
Yeah, and that's what we're saying to people. That proves a point about, because you know, this is why I do an item on a Friday, because they store energy, and they must have. It's like again the stone tape theory, and that went to prove it that night. On the Remembrance Sunday or the Remembrance Friday.
Yeah.
You just can't explain it. I was sort of like, I kept playing it over and over again till I was back to it, because like I couldn't really explain the noise. It was just like being listening to a battlefield from distance.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like. And you could hear the rapid fire machine, right? Like atomic.
But you've put the EVP in your music box and still got a
voice mix.
Yeah, picked some
and also,
voices.
The old telephone, I put it by the receiver of the old telephone. We heard voices on there.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's brilliant.
That is.
Yeah. So what's your favourite piece of equipment then?
Just like, get on the pillow, fall asleep.
Yeah, you're not scared, are you? Our favourite piece of equipment has to be the very noisy SB7.
Right.
The spirit box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just very noisy, isn't it?
It is. Mine's broke straight away. I don't know. I've never used it really. I took it to Scotland and it died on me.
Ah.
I don't know if someone could fix it. We'll sort that out. Maybe.
I think the most effective piece of equipment I got was the Tesla energy builder.
Yes.
Yeah, when I put that on usually about half an hour before live on a Friday, and you can actually feel the energy changing in the room when that's been on.
Yeah.
And we seem to get very, very active, busy nights when it's been on as well.
Yeah.
That's cool.
You know, like shooting energy off, say a static meter or an EMF meter, they'll pinch the energy off that. So imagine what they're pinching off this piece of like electronic, it's like lightning really in the corner.
Yeah.
So they must be able to pick up on that, all the energy kind of gets really active, or things come through, and we get really busy nights when I use that.
Yes, someone's just created the noisiest, quietest investigation.
Yeah. But like I say, what we tend to do is we do other stuff as well, don't we? Sharon does a tarot card. She'll do a spirit communication. I think we go on live, and whenever we go away for the weekend, we take everyone with us.
We take everyone with us. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
Wherever we are, and
yeah.
Like this week and all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that was weird in Haworth, wasn't it? I was awoken by my hand being stroked, and you know, just coming around, I kind of thought it's Steve, but then he was facing the opposite direction. I thought, it's not Steve. And then footsteps went round the bed, and Steve heard those and thought I'd got up to go to the toilet, and then realised I didn't walk any further past. Yeah. And then we were telling the lady who owned the bed and breakfast, was telling her, well, I think she asked us what we were doing, and Steve said, oh, we went on a ghost tour last night, and she said, oh, the people that left really early this morning, she was a medium and with her daughter, and they picked up on a man, and Steve goes, yeah, stroked Sharon's hand.
It's an interesting place to stay.
Yeah, it's just really strange. And another one, when we stayed at Tidewell, wasn't Steve? We said, "Is this?" So it showed us to the sort of the room, and we said, "Oh, is it haunted?" And he kind of just stopped and looked. I said, "Oh, we're paranormal investigators. We hope it is." He goes, "Have you got any stuff with you?" And we went, "Yeah." So they said, "Oh, the pub will close. You will kick everyone out about 10. So will you do can you do an investigation?" We were like, "Yeah."
Fantastic.
So
Yeah.
that tends to happen to us quite a lot as well, doesn't it, Steve? We kind of happen upon things like that. It's weird.
Yeah, I went to the Schooner in Northumberland, and I got invited to walk around the building after everyone's sort of gone to bed and they'd finished working. They're
Yeah.
going to give me a tour and stuff. So yeah, it's awesome. The dog actually growled at something just off the
Really?
bar. Yeah, he's just growling at a chair, which is cool.
Yeah. I think that's really a good experiment if you can get animals in, because they do pick up things, like, don't they? So
Oh yeah, he's quite. He does growl.
yeah.
He's done it 3 times now, and Lois was with me once as well.
Aye, when we went to that castle,
Yeah.
Rocky something had grabbed Rocky's attention. That was really good. That was a good time. I loved it there.
Yeah, we were kind of drawn to that particular sort of doorway,
Yeah.
and it grabbed a tick as well, which is annoying.
Oh, bless him.
This is all this long grass, so we were all sitting in this long grass. It's like September evening, and he was like looking in one direction. We were as well, and then he just started growling. So yeah, that was brilliant.
It was really good. That was really good that night with the paranormal footprints.
Yeah, it's a great night. I certainly want to go up to Scotland again because it's just a fantastic place, isn't it?
Oh, beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Yeah, we had a brilliant time in Edinburgh. Really good. We'd like to have done a bit more of the live on the cemetery, but it's like Clapham Junction, isn't it?
Oh gosh, yeah.
At Grey Farm.
One ghost walks waiting for the other one to finish, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's an interesting place. The graveyard. It's a Greyfriars graveyard.
Yeah. But all of it, we just loved all of it. We just thought it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so much history and sort of country and the battles and.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll
it?
do a trade with you, right? You all move up here and I'll move into England, no problem. No problem. I'll come.
Yeah, you see, like you're okay. You're near Glasgow, but you've got a lot of like rural area around you, haven't you?
Yeah, I have.
I've got
I'm actually quite lucky where I am.
Yeah.
Because you have got a lot of attractions and you've got the wee villages that sit out. Because basically where I'm in a place called Ayrshire. It's next to Glasgow. Well, it's not next to Glasgow. It's literally about half an hour drive away, right?
Right.
And round about that area, right, just before you hit Glasgow, you have got a lot of land. I mean, there's a cave in Dalry, and a place called Dalry. You've got the hills, the Fairley Moors, and the Fairley Moors looks right out into Arm, and it's a beautiful, beautiful sight. Because my partner, he works at Fairley Furnishings, so he works up the Fairley Moors. So I've been up the Fairley Moors and I've looked out and seen Arn. Oh, it was beautiful. Honestly, it was beautiful.
Oh wow. We loved it. We really did. We've got to go back to Llandud now, haven't we, Steve? We've got.
Brilliant. I was going to ask where you wanted to go, what your plans were.
We've got lots of places on our list, haven't we, Steve?
Yeah. Like I say, we've done a lot of the lockdown last year. Really doing it. So that's a lot into this year, haven't we, really?
They let us out and we were like everywhere.
Yeah, you have to, don't you?
Yeah, but yeah, we've got another list to do next year, really. So we've got some places we're going to. One of them, the main one's really going to be Redwood Forest. We're going to do the UFO landing in 1980. I don't know if you remember that. Down in Cornwall, Air Force Base in sort of like Norfolk, Lincolnshire way. So it's sort of like classed as Roswell down there.
Yeah.
In Redwood Forest, so we want to do that as well. So
Because that side of aliens and UFO also intrigue us, not just the paranormal. That
Oh wow! So if I want to speak to people, I'm coming to you guys. We can have a long conversation about this.
I had Glenn Richardson on last week, and
I know,
he was
and I was
talking about
gutted.
Rendlesham,
I
and
missed
Wayne as
it.
well was chatting. Yeah, just sounds a brilliant place to go to.
Yeah, it's very, very intriguing. I recently saw. I can't remember, Steve, was it a YouTube or a documentary, wasn't it? And I was like, Steve, and he was like, it's on my list, it's on the list. Like, yeah,
is the
we've got to
list.
go. Yeah, so we've got to go. But Steve, we did a past life regression with Paul Goddard, and if you've not had to go at that, I definitely recommend it, and I'm sure Steve agrees with that. And Steve was out of the two of us. I was America, so it was very hard to sort of like place or trace. And Steve was Landudno, and you could trace who he was and his family and everything. And so we want to go back to Landudno, don't we? Just to finish off past life regression kind of thing.
We just want to walk of Sydney's where he lived in, really.
Yeah.
Want to go to the cemetery, want to go to the war memorial, want to try and go past his house if we can.
Yeah.
And also the theatre where his dad was an entertainer as well.
Yeah. And another thing that will be quite interesting, I'm sure Steve won't mind me saying, but his sense of direction isn't the best, is it?
No, not for an ex-taxi driver. I tried me on that taxi driver the night. But fucking in Manchester, Sharon's been to Manchester twice or three times, and she actually knows it better than me now. I'm like going up the wrong street, Sharon's like, no, it's this way. Yeah.
So
I'm not a homing pigeon.
Yeah, so it would be, for me, I want to see if he can take the lead on, right, we're going here, it's this way, it's that way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, definitely, and see if it can trigger off any other memories. And if it does, that for me personally, I'd be like, wow, because we can get. York was terrible as well.
I know, I've got an issue with York. I really have.
Do you like it?
Well, I've stayed in York. It's fine. If you're staying in York, you're okay. If you've got to catch a bus from the racecourse into York,
right,
2 hours to then get back out again, nah, don't bother.
Oh no.
Yeah, so just forever looking at sat nav trying to work out how to get to the bus on a Sunday.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
We stayed both times just outside the gates, didn't we, really, Steve?
Oh, that's handy, yeah.
Yeah, and so you could just walk in, but yeah.
I'm staying in the Golden Fleece.
Oh, are you?
I've got 3 nights booked there, yeah. Richard Felix is staying there as well, so yeah, all good.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
First time we stayed, it's 30 degrees on it, red hot.
Oh my god, I thought we were going to die. Yeah.
We found Turpin's grave and we done a live from there. And they actually started to thunder and lightning while we do proper atmospheric, wasn't it? Everyone's like, watch the kids, in my lightning, like, get under a tree. My sister was watching, panicking.
Oh.
Get out, get somewhere, get
Yeah, so that's one we kind of want to finish off anyway, isn't it? We want to kind of wrap that one up, really.
Definitely.
And I mean, Paul, bless him, because we said we'll go back and do it, and we've been busy doing other things, and he said, "Oh, have you done it yet? You know, I want to know." And we said, "Well, definitely do it as a live, you know, kind of thing." So we want to get that.
I've had one, and I've got things to follow up from mine.
You got what was you? Where were you?
Nottingham,
Oh,
and I live in Nottingham.
you do.
Yeah, so I was Nottingham 1200s.
Really? Wow.
But I actually lived at a place which I've investigated.
Wow.
And there's a massive story connected to it all, and it's just crazy. But yeah.
Wow.
So it's intriguing. Yeah, and there's more to it than that, so I've got to find out more about it. Were you scared about doing the past life regression though?
No. Were you, Steve?
No, I couldn't wait to do it.
Yeah.
I was petrified in case something happened in my past life, which would then worry me in my current life. So imagine if you were an axe murderer or somebody gross, and then you now had to live with the fact that you'd been this person previously.
Perhaps we knew that we weren't nasty people then. I don't know, because I didn't. I totally get what you mean, but that's
why I was always scared.
Yeah.
Because I thought, oh my gosh, I thought I've got to be mentally prepared to do this just in case.
I loved it. I thought it was good. I got one done, and I discovered that I was a child witch that was tortured and burned, and I came back as a black witch. So, and I put a curse in folk. So, like, it explains why I'm into occult and Satanism. Why I like that things. So does it kind of, when you do it, you kind of think to yourself, oh wow, and then it makes sense why you do what you do in life.
Yeah. Well, Paul was really good. I don't know who did yours, but Paul actually offered us online, and he messaged us again afterwards to check that we were okay. Did we?
Oh, that's cool.
He did he really looks after you, doesn't he, Steve?
Yeah, really professional.
Yeah, really make sure that you're okay with it, or even if you wanted to, there was a bit, if you missed anything, would you like to go back and have a look, you know, have another deep delve into that part again? But he always checked that we were okay, that we were, nothing had upset us or anything. Not that it did in our readings anyway.
Yeah, but it's still there, isn't it?
Yeah, I just made sure that we were okay. So you felt, I felt safe with him, really. Would you say the same?
Yeah, very calming.
Yeah.
It relaxes you straight away when he's talking to you.
Yeah, and I think if I felt that, because I've watched a few before he did ours.
Yeah.
Well, no, I hadn't. I'd sort of heard of him and not watched. I'd watched them ages ago and kind of let them go, kind of thing. I thought, oh, that's something I'd like to do. I've not watched, if you know. I can't explain it, if you know what I mean. And so I knew that he was got, you know, he was nice. He's got a nice, gentle kind of way about him, and he's got a lovely voice. But it's the way he just looked after. He just made sure you were okay. So you felt, and I think you felt that if you were like that, he would have taken you away from it. You know, he would have pulled you away, and then he would have worked with you privately to work through that. So
that's great. So, that's totally different from what I did. So I did a group one. So
a group one.
Yeah, so basically I wasn't doing something one night, so the running one at Derby Jail, so I went there.
Right.
So she took you sort of on a meditation basically, and where she led you to and the questions she asked actually got the information to come through. So it's fantastic sort of the stuff I've got through, and I actually got enough information through to actually validate it.
Brilliant. That's
one
the same
piece of information which validated it more than any
Yeah.
other. I didn't know my history, but I do now, and it just fitted in right.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
But it, like you said, it definitely makes you realise why you're interested in something, doesn't it? You think, oh yeah, that's what it was, because I was Victorian and I love the Victorians. Love the
That's
Victorians.
brilliant.
And but I was Victorian American, and I think I wanted to. I think the Victorian England interested me. I think that's why I probably came to live in England, kind of
Oh
thing.
yeah.
Now, kind of thing, yeah. So yeah, but I just loved the Victorians, and I couldn't wait, because he put me in a corridor, and I couldn't wait to get through. I ran to the door that we were going to go through. I couldn't wait. I was so excited to open this door and go through. And it was straight into like a park, and I thought it was England, and it was like, no, it's America. It's America was being said in my ear. I was like, oh, okay, it's America. It was really weird.
Oh, that's fantastic.
But you were dropped, weren't you, Steve? He dropped you.
Yeah, mine was totally different to yours. That's basically the same one.
Yeah. Which was strange, because he dropped you from the sky, didn't he? And then that's how you passed, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's quite strange.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Like in a plane, and he dropped from the beginning. He dropped me from the sky onto a beach. He went onto.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So it was totally what I didn't expect. I expected to be sort of like taken to the room like yourself. It's a corridor. But yeah, it was some sort of link to being a pilot in the First World War.
Yeah, and Steve was shot down, weren't you? And that's
No way.
So detailed as well, wasn't it? Really detailed.
Yeah.
And how he progressed from being a soldier, then going into the which was all new then in the First World War, with the RAF, which is flying these biplanes. And I think he was sort of like in battle as well, but he was also taking pictures as well of the enemy lines. The camera, so yeah, it's really, really strange for it to come out that way.
It is brilliant, and it is brilliant how you've got like things in your current life which you can tie up, because like I know it's really silly, but I've got an issue with sticky fruit. I don't eat fruit because it's sticky on my fingers, and I can't, and that's it really. And everything about fruit is hard work. They've got pips in, or you got to peel it. I can't be bothered with it. I really can't. Fruit juice is fine with vodka. Yeah, I can do that. If it comes out of a packet, I can have it, but no. So it turned out in 1200s I sold fruit.
No way.
Which explains it.
Yeah. You've had another fruit, but no more fruit.
Yeah, because you can imagine like the 1200s selling fruit.
Real sticky, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Oh God, you wouldn't be able to wash your hands anywhere either.
No. Gross.
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah. So what are your plans then? Where's the next location you're going?
Well, like Steve said that place.
It's London now.
But we've got to do London now to get that one. And then we're just going to work through our list, aren't we, Steve?
Oh, that's brilliant.
Keeps getting bigger and bigger the list, right? I think would be like Rendlesham.
Yeah.
We're going to Greece as well, not Prague. So we can do a live from the castle in Prague. Do that. You can walk around that at night. And also, I'm very interested in Mulligan's grave at Knaresborough, so I want to do that. That's another interesting one. I don't know if you know that, Mulligan's grave.
No.
No, I don't think
Mulligan's cave.
Cave.
Oh yes, yeah, I do, yeah. Yeah, that does look interesting because I think somebody's been there recently. I can't remember, but somebody's just been sharing photos of it and information about it. So yeah. Would you go to US, and where would you fancy going?
You what? Sorry, Jackie.
Is there anywhere in the US you'd fancy to get going to?
Well, I'd love to go to Zach's museum. We've both said that, haven't we, Steve?
Yes,
Is that to see Zach?
very young, really.
Sorry,
This is-
forgot me.
I'd love to go to that museum, like, his name is Sharon, but I'd like to do I'd like to do that. You know, where the Civil War was, I guess,
Yeah, the Civil War at Gettysburg. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to go there.
Boom Hill has got, you know, got cities, like where the cowboys.
I'm just plugging Stephen. Have we plugged you in?
Got
Sorry.
it going.
Has he gone?
Oh no.
Oh.
We've done really well with Steve though, and a phone.
Yeah. Oh, Steve.
Quite a strange
Steve.
question if it's worked.
Bye,
Oh
Steve.
no, Steve.
Oh. I'd like to do Winchester Mansion. I've done Winchester Mansion recently with Nanny Lynn. Steve and I did.
Oh,
I'll try and get him back. Get this.
Oh, bless you.
It died. The phone died. Didn't realise. Yeah. So yeah, we've got quite a few. We've got another busy year coming up, definitely.
Yeah, we're sort of kind of on catch up, aren't we? And then it's like I'm finding like events are like now coming through. Oh, he's chatting to us now.
Is he?
Hi,
Are you
Steve.
there?
He's here. Look, he's talking to us on here.
Oh,
Yes.
I'll get you back.
Oh,
Wait there. The phone died.
difficult one, isn't it?
Yeah. Where is it? Just wait for it to come on.
So you use the SP7, you use an SLS. What other gadgets do you use then?
SP7 SLS. We like the we do like apps actually.
Yeah, you've got one designed by Brian Holloway,
Brian Holloway,
which
yes.
I use as well. Yeah, I've used that one. That's a good app.
Yeah.
What app is that one?
That's
The
the
Paradox Club.
Paradox Club one. He gifted that to us.
Oh. I've got the
Which
dual
is
box,
really-
the Team Spirit, and the Static box. That's three Brian's I've got.
Oh, yeah.
I've got my phone full of his apps.
Yeah.
Even ones which aren't around now.
Okay. We're back on. Here we go. There we are.
Yay. Well done, Steve.
Sorry about that. The phone died, and as I plugged you in, you died. I was like,
Oh, thank you so much, Naylor. Now, obviously, you can't click on this link, but you will be able to after the show. But thanks so much. So
oh.
the app is there. The link is there. It's only for Android.
Yeah.
Brian doesn't do them for iPhone because it's complicated with iPhone.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
So
I've used them a few
Brian,
times, and I've got evidence.
You use Sono X10, don't you, Steve?
Yeah, I use one of the iPhone. It's sort of like Spirit Box. It's absolutely brilliant.
And that's free for iPhones.
All right, that's cool.
iPhone or iPad, it's free on iPad. So anything to do with an iPhone is free, and it's a really good app. And we get loads of evidence through it. Fantastic.
We like that one, and we like the Ghost tool as well, which you can get on both Android and so it's like an Ovilus.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. And
I'm always dubious about the word ones because if there's say like 3,000 words, like it's 1 in 3,000 of it coming out, but then you've got to like validate each thing, haven't you?
Yeah, but what quite often happens with us though is that the Word app will say something, and then it will come out on the voice app on Brian's or the Sono.
Fantastic.
And vice versa. and
Yeah.
neither of those are connected, are they?
That's right. Yeah, that's
so-
spot on. It really
Yeah.
is. To get that validation.
You know, and I'm all about the paradox, but what Brian donated to us, or give us, that when Debbie Linton and the Glasgow Soul Sisters, they use it on theirs, and the voices they get on theirs is Scottish.
Scottish.
We've had that.
Aye.
We've used
We use Team Spirit Paranormal and investigate the Team Spirit Normal app. Yeah, get my words out.
and they're sort of from
Um,
like Sheffield direction for
Right.
people in the US.
I
England.
was impressed with it, I must admit, because I did we did a night out and it came out with Scottish words, and then I had a different investigation with a different team, and we went out and it was the exact same. So to get that like 2 times in a row, that gave me the validation. So it was really, really good. And the last time that I was out, it was quite funny because obviously I can't introduce myself all the time, right? When I'm with spirits, just introduce myself. And I'll ask obviously what their name is and blah blah blah. And I said, "Hi, my name's Lois. I'm a paranormal investigator researcher." I says, "Could you tell me what your name is?" Lois. No, I said, "That's my name." I says, "What's your name?" Lois. And I went, "No, that's my name. What's your name?" And I went on about that. And I thought, I've got a mysterious ghost. And you know, it was so funny. And that's what, like, I'm with Paranormal Footprints as well as my ain and a couple of others. And that's what they were saying the last time. Did you buy shares with Bry?
Yeah.
Because it keeps saying Lois. I'm like, oh, I just paid it before I came out.
Well, I mean, I've followed Brian and Sam for a while, and the amount of work that they put into those apps are absolutely amazing, isn't it?
Yeah,
they
it
do.
is. Yeah, and they make sure that I've had Brian on the show. He's been on a few really, and he's sort of gone into detail about how he does it.
Yeah.
And everything's reverse audio, and there's no full words in it. It's just like a combination of sound. It's just clips, like really tiny ones. So anything what sounds like a word, he just cuts it up and takes it out.
Yeah.
And then it jumps over so many different bands. I forget what it's called.
Algorithms.
It just jumps from one bit to another over the banks. It's got quite a few banks in them, and
Yeah.
it just jumps and flips between all of them.
Yeah.
So if you actually get a word out, how? If you get more than one word, like sort of sentence or a few words together, how does it work?
Yeah.
And so many people call things, don't they? Oh, that doesn't work. This is rubbish. But like my favourite is actually a cat ball.
Is the yeah.
And
Yeah.
so simple. How do you explain it?
Yeah.
I started doing work the other day, and I had it on the shelf behind me. It started flashing. I thought I better switch that off, because it wasn't a time I had to focus on work. It was just in the morning. But it's just there's just so many tools out there, and unless
But then it's like mediums, isn't it? You've got different types of mediums work in different ways, and it's your vibration, isn't it? It's how I think it is. It's how your vibration is
This
tuned
is what I
into.
think. Yeah, I kind of think it's either you or the person around you.
Yeah.
Now, I have a feeling that my dad's around me, and I blame him for the cat balls flashing. And
Right.
also, I want to laugh as well, so I think I'm picking up his energy.
Yeah.
So I do think that if I go out in the cat balls, he is like coming between me and the spirit to, use that as a form of communication. But it's great. It's a similar theory, and I can't even work out how they work because they're not physically moving.
Yeah.
So I kind of think that the spirit somehow interacts with them like there's a switch inside and sort of does something there and connects it or disconnects it to turn it on or off, because they don't move generally.
Yeah.
Even though I've just seen footage of Ben Winfield of a cat ball actually rolling across the table.
Wow. Well,
Just fantastic.
Steve's had that, haven't you, Steve?
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, wasn't it 3 things happened in concession, didn't it?
Yeah, I got I've still got that.
I just coughing, finally.
Sort of like I think the pebble line was
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Thanks.
rolled and went up, and then the candle went back straight in the corner, didn't it?
Yeah.
So it was all in one line.
Yeah, 3 things.
Yeah.
Cat ball, pebble, and the
Same
candle.
time,
Wow, that's brilliant.
when it sold, and then the candle went absolutely crazy in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've
I
had
just
a
love it.
swastika jump as well on a live, hasn't it?
Yeah, our Facebook friends banned that.
Yeah.
I had going back to the early days when I first started doing it. I had a German helmet, which was I borrowed off a friend who collects memorabilia, war memorabilia. So he lent me German helmet, and he had a swastika badge and other things on the table. And the actual swastika jumped across, and not sort of like a get up after wind. It sort of like it left the table and come onto the other side of it. So it moved at least like a few inches, you know. And to move that, like, I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Wow.
One of the first early days moving it, I was sort of like staging the house after that, like a lot of stuff. Yeah, but yeah, that's one of the first like pieces of major evidence I ever caught, that swastika, and everyone was like, the swastika's moved, you know. And I don't think I saw it at the time. I had to go back and watch it again after the live, and I thought, wow, you know, I didn't even see it move. But it sort of like jumped, you can imagine, from here to here, so it sort of like jumped across like that.
Gosh.
With birds, yeah. And Facebook decided to take it off after that.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Dear me.
you sort of like bad in history, really. You're supposed to know about history, and you're bad in a piece of history. Because the history was in the swastika and the helmet, like, you know what I mean? It's just because it was German, why ban it? Would they ban it if it was like a British soldier's helmet? I don't know. It's just weird. Maybe the certain word of swastika can't be used. I don't know.
I wrote an article on human combustion, and I did it, when was it, 2019? Sorry guys, 2 minutes.
Oh dear.
I did it in 2019, and it showed up 2 weeks ago saying that I had violated because I had done an article on human combustion. I was like that, but it's a thing. It happens.
Yeah.
One of our members got banned for liking something what was on Facebook.
Yeah.
No way. I know people have been done for too many likes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
My friend got into trouble for writing sharing on a post.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, poor old Jill got banned for saying sausage, didn't she?
No way.
Believe it or not, I was me and my pal were carrying on, and I said for a laugh to him I was going to roundhouse kick him, and then I put underneath it, I says, I watched to get a Facebook ban, next thing banned for 3 days. Oh, what? You're killing me.
Crazy.
Well, I said the month's ban after that one.
Yeah, you did.
I got banned for a month.
Oh, it's mad, isn't
Or
it?
one that gets a ban every other week.
She does, bless her. Wandering America, she does it. She gets banned all the time, didn't she?
Oh, it's so.
She'll message us saying, "I'm watching, but I'm in jail." We're like, we all have to wait.
Oh dear, you'll have to feed us some Turkish delight.
Yeah, some of my family's in July.
Yeah. I want to thank you all anyway, and I bet your arms aching, Sharon. But it's been absolutely brilliant. Shame there's a tech issue, but It's brilliant what you've both done, and yeah. And thanks to everyone who's watched and liked, and thank you, everybody.
Yeah,
Been
thank you.
wonderful.
everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for having us on, girls.
Oh, thanks for having us on.
Anytime.
Take care and look after yourselves. And I'll certainly be tuning into Paradox Club. I think everyone watching, you enjoy it, and hopefully you'll get a few more viewers as well. It is like what 3:20 Eastern time at the moment, so I guess everyone's having Thanksgiving at the moment. So maybe later people will start watching, but yeah.
Yeah.
But thanks a lot, and goodbye, everyone. Cheers.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.